Good evening, Beer Fan TV. Welcome to another video. Tonight we are back at Aldi with their other Oktoberfest offering, the Benediktiner Weissbier. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the bottle up. We're going to put the beer in glass. We'll have a look at it. We'll put it through the normal scoring system, and then at the very end, I'll tell you what I think of the beer and tell you what I think it's worth, trying or not. So join me, pull up a pew, get yourself a beer, get yourself some food, whatever it is that you want to do, and let's have a look at it. So Benediktiner, not seen it before until Aldi brought it in this year. They've got two. They've got the Hell's beer we done last week, and we've got the Weissbier this week. They have got some other brands in there as well. I think they've got Spaten, they've got the Paul Anna Oktoberfest, and they've also got, I'm looking at it now, the Erdinger Oktoberfest as well. But this one is new. They didn't have Benediktiner in before, I don't believe so anyway. But I have done a little bit of research, and as we pointed out last week, we're using the cap gun, by the way, to take the bottle caps off. Easily accessible from, you get one of those from Amazon. Anyway, Benediktiner Weissbier. Let's have a look at it in glass. So I don't actually have one of the glasses, but I'm just using a standard beer glass for it. So there you go. Burnt orange in colour. Quite lively, I think you can see that. And then it's got a lovely, thick, frothy white head. So as we mentioned, we're going to put it through the normal beer score system that will be somewhere around here on the screen. We'll take for each section and we'll tell you what you think. So first off, which I think is quite important with these beers, is value for money. So I paid £2.50 for a bottle of this in Aldi, and I have had a quick look on the internet, and very similar to the Hell style of the beer, you can actually go to the Adnams website, and you can actually buy 12 bottles for £27.99, which I think will work out a little bit cheaper than buying it in the Aldi Superstore. But would you want to buy 12 of them without trying it? Potentially not. But £2.50 for one bottle, we'll price it on what we've paid for it individually. When you think a bottle of Paul Anna singly bought is going to cost you about £3, and Stefana, very similar, about £3, and then the one that we always get our hands on, no matter where we go, is the Franziskaner. And this is probably going to be, I think this is a very similar price, maybe £2.20, something like that, but of a similar price. Now, price-wise, £2.50 for what it is probably seems about right. Price-wise, £2.50 for a German beer probably seems about right. So value for money, I don't think you're necessarily overpaying for what it is, but I wouldn't say you're necessarily underpaying. I think the big thing is that although we don't recognise this as a brand in the UK, it is actually a proper German brewery. So value for money, I would probably say it's there or thereabouts. I'm going to give that, I think, value for money, I'm going to say 3 stars. Next thing, artwork on the actual beer. So for those of you that have seen it, it's got the name on it, tells you it's a Weissbier. It's got a monk on the front of it as well, very similar to the Franziskaner. Quite similar actually. I thought it's a cross between the writing, very similar to Paul Anna, but then it's got the monk on the front, and it's a lot smaller picture, but very similar to the Franziskaner artwork wise. But other than that, you can tell it's the Weissbier, very easily directed, and it's a proper German brewed Weissbier. So for that reason, I think I'm going to give it 3 stars. Why not? Next thing is the stick. Now, I've been chatting away, and it has kept a nice head on it. Stick wise though, without drinking some, not fantastic, but the head has managed to maintain whilst I've been chatting for the last 5 minutes. So we'll give it 3. Taste wise, so when I look at the website, Radmans on it. It's the only way you can get any English of this beer. It tells me it should be sort of an orange, golden honey colour with a pale foam. Probably seems right on description. I'll probably say it's more of a burnt orange colour, but there should be a tartiness to it with sweet aromas, dark honey and ripe grains, but it's got a bit of orange peel to it, and apparently some alpine herbs, hops and cloves emerge. So kind of I'm going for an orangey, clovery kind of taste with it, is what I think I should be getting. It's quite carbonated and very similar to the hell. It's not thick. It's quite thin in body. Clover, yes. Orange peel, not massive amounts of it. Slight, but quite clovery. Spicy, yes, but not massive amounts of apple or banana, which is what I think you normally get from kind of these Franziskanas and some of these other ones. Getting a little bit further into it, not massively been bowled over by them. Dark honey sort of flavours, maybe. Spiciness, yes. I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Quite similar. I am now getting hints of orange as I've got a little bit further into it. Very subtle hints of it. But kind of the carbonation and mouthfeel, I would say, is very similar to Erdinger. Very similar. Not overly sweet, but it's the spiciness and it's the mouthfeel. Quite carbonated. I would probably say of kind of Weissbiers, Erdinger's one of the ones which has quite a, it's quite a carbonated drink. I know beers are, but you notice it massively with Erdinger. This very much the same. Very slight orange peely sort of flavours. I mean, what's it called? I think the Kronenberg 1664 has more oranginess to it than this, if that makes sense. The Kronenberg one is a beautiful drink. This though's okay. Taste wise, not massively bowled over by it. It is quite thin, in my opinion. Very carbonated. I'm not getting a massive amounts of like orange or banana. Clove I'm noticing. But I think whenever you get a Weissbier, it's always nice, to get the, I don't know if you notice that there, giving it a little shake at the end to get the last, any little bits of sediment out. Was a good shout. It could have potentially changed the flavour of the beer. But when I drink a Weissbier, I'm expecting kind of bananas, orangey sort of taste to it. Not really getting that. You can tell from the burp. It's that carbonation. I mean, you can see it. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. Really carbonated, but it does produce a good head, and burnt orange in colour. Let's go in for a sip now that we've kind of shook it around and took out the bottom of it. Slightly better now. You are getting a little bit more hint of it, but it's a very slight hint of orange. Morley pepper. It's the carbonation. And yeah, it's a nice beer. Listen, it's a nice beer. You might think I'm knocking it. I'm not. I think it's a nice beer. Would I say it's one of the best Weissbiers I've had? Not really. Would I go out and buy? Me personally, I'll tell you what. Let me give it my score. I'm not massively bowled over by it. I'm probably going to say it's a 3-star beer at best. If you're going to get down to Aldi, it's definitely worth giving it a go. If you like Weissbiers, try it. If you've never had a Weissbier, try it. You can buy. The beauty of it is you can buy one bottle for £2.50, and it's fantastic. So what do I think of it overall? If you're going to spend £2.50, well, for £3, £3.20, you could get yourself a Paulaner Weissbier, you're going to spend a little bit more, but it is one of the Bavarian big boys, and they do make a really good Weissbier. Very similar to Weihenstephaner. You know they make a good one. But for a similar sort of price, you could buy yourself a Franziskaner, which I personally think is probably a better Weissbier, and you're probably going to get a better spend for your money. Why? Well, for me, I really when I drink a Weissbier, one of the reasons what I like about it, it's a bit like having a coffee. You can have a flat white coffee or an American black coffee, and quite thin. You know, it's got obviously the coffee taste to it, but that's it. But then if you have a cappuccino or you have a latte with that foamed up milk, it is a thicker drink. And that's what I do like about the Weissbiers. They generally tend to have a bit of a thicker body to them. I enjoy that. But at the same time, I also like to be able to taste the banana and the fruit that comes in with a beer. And I'm not getting a massive hint of it on this. Whereas I think beers like Franziskaner are definitely more noticeable. But I also think as well for orange peel, I keep looking down there, but it's the Kronenberg 1664, the blank one, the blanc, whatever you want to call it. That's got more of an orangey peel taste to it. So it's okay. It's all right. It's not a bad beer to try. I think I preferred the lager, the Helles version, the Helles version of the Benediktiner, if I'm honest. But I have got, you know, how many bottles of this I've got to go through? I think I've got another 2 bottles to drink through. No real major no real major chore. But anyway, cheers. Here's for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.